What's the most "are you really that stupid" thing you've ever heard? I knew a couple in my hometown. They were both out drinking and he decided to drive them home. Both drunk. He gets pulled over and they impound the car and take him to jail for a DUI, and the officers decide to drive the girl home. She gets home, gets in her car, and drives to the police station to pick her boyfriend up. The officers notice it's the same girl they just drove home and they arrested her for drinking and driving. Edit. Thanks for the gold. To further add to this story, my hometown, within the county, was ranked top 10 for least educated counties in CA, to give everybody an idea. Edit 2, Tulare County. Edit 3, one girl's stupid drunkenness is another month's Reddit gold. Thanks for the second gold. This reminds me of my 21st birthday party. Not really for this post, but it's funny. The cops raided the large piece of property we were all drinking and carrying on after someone started a fight. They proceeded to line up all the kids under 21 and start writing them underage drinking citations. They get sick of dealing with everyone and tell them all to just go home. Many get in their cars and drive away. Then the cops leave to go pull them over for drinking and driving. I actually just posted about this a couple days ago. My grandpa's cleaning lady was making fun of me for believing that the ozone layer exists. She laughed out loud at me and said, "Then how do the rockets take off from Earth without crashing into it?" And continue to laugh and make fun of me for it for a good 10 minutes straight. I was so baffled that I just let her go on. Edit. Holy heck. Never argue with stupid people. They'll bring you down to their level and beat you with experience. How do you drive through a storm without crashing on the weather front? That's easy. I drive out the weather back. Former co-worker of mine and I were walking through a department store during the holidays. There's an area dedicated to ugly sweaters and one had the Star of David all over it. My coworker points to it and says, "Oh, isn't that sweater for that Jewish holiday? What's it called? Holocaust." Quote. I wish her the best. I shouldn't have laughed at that, but it sounds like a really fucked up joke. My family and I were watching a program on TLC about cavemen. There were actors dressed up like cavemen, doing caveman things. As the narrator explained the scientific theory around what they thought their lives were like, my sister was just in awe watching this. Mouth slightly open, eyes open wide. During a commercial break she asked the room, how did they get the cameras back there? Quote. We will never let her forget that she said that. Edit. Here's some common answers for questions people have asked. Asterisk no. She was not high. Asterisk she was about 16 when she said this. Asterisk the moment she said it, she knew she said something stupid. Tried to backpedal but the damage was already done. Asterisk yes. Back a long time ago TLC actually did have educational programming. Asterisk I have no idea what documentary it was. It was a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I had a customer yell at me that their donuts were supposed to be buy one get one free instead of half price. I had to explain how 1/2 plus 1/2 was 1. Never understood it and just sneered whatever at me and had me cancel their order. Sure, my mistake. I can refund you the $3.99 and ring you up with the correct discount. Okay, with the discount your new total is $3.99. Edit. I regret my choice of $3.99 to illustrate the technique. When I worked at a chemical facility, we had a genius production supervisor who figured out that you could increase the RPMs of the mixer without overheating the batch if you just remove the mixing blade. So it's just a shaft rotating inside a drum of viscous liquid. Then he blamed the guy running the QA testing, me, when the batch failed badly. Perfect example of somebody trying to improve something based on incomplete criteria. Well, if it runs at 10,000 RPM for 10 minutes, can't we just run it at 100,000 RPM for 1 minute? Quote. Well, if you take 9 pregnant women, you can get a baby in 1 month. I always use something similar when a client misses a deadline and they want us to throw people on it to fix their screw-up when we have to do our part. I say it takes 4 hours to drive to Chicago from here. You're not going to get there in 1 hour by taking 4 cars. This middle-aged woman I work with at a fast food place was drinking a glass of super sweet tea. When these words came out of her mouth, my doctor said that I may have diabetes. I don't understand how. I never eat sugar. My diabetic former coworker used to bring slushies to work for breakfast, but she let them melt a bit first so that they're watered down and therefore not as sugary. Look at this tea. Do you see any sugar in it? I only put the sugar in. It disappears so I don't eat it. Me while watching a semi-friend do 10 separate ATM transactions. Why are you taking out $200 from the ATM in $20 increments? You're just adding up the $2.50 fee. Quote, semi-friend, it all adds up in the long run. Me, no shit. It adds up to you wasting money. Semi-friend, no. Trust me. It adds up. Maybe they thought they were getting 2.50 instead of paying it. Someone once asked me and my twin sister if we don't mistake ourselves for the other one. I like to think she was joking, but I don't think she was. I've posted this before, but my grandmother was an identical twin. Her sister passed away before I was born. She didn't like to tell stories from when she was little, but she did tell me one mistaken identity story. She was in their bedroom one night when they were really young and saw her sister through the window. She started talking to her sister to see why she was outside at night. Then she realized it was her reflection. My grandmother had mistaken herself for her twin. My best friend has actually accidentally called me by her own name. So I can at least see something like that happening. Phone customer. Can I pay with cash over the phone? Me. Edit. This was more than 10 years ago. Before cryptocurrency existed, I was working at a call center, making reservations for a dinner and show type place. If they reserved online or over the phone, they had to prepay. I asked this customer if I heard them correctly and she verified that yes. She would like to pay with cash over the phone. There was nothing but seriousness in her tone. I informed her she could pay with cash at the box office. However, over the phone I could only accept a credit card. I did not laugh at her or make her feel stupid, but inside I was dying. Sure, champ. Just read me off the serial numbers of all the bills. Asterisk puts phone down and walks away. Asterisk. Girl at uni didn't know chips were made from potatoes. When asked if the huge potatoes on the bags didn't give it away, she said she thought it's only for design and she never reads the ingredients list. She doesn't have time for that. Reminds me of a coworker who is vegetarian and said, lettuce is the potato chip of the vegetarian world. We replied back with, potato chips are the potato chip of the vegetarian world. Explaining to coworker that Africa is a huge continent with dozens of countries. And no, you can't drive there from America. Drive to Alaska, get a car ferry to Russia, drive down through Asia to the Middle East and get to Egypt. Max 4 to 5 hour drive. Small problem is there are no roads near the Rus border. Who needs roads? Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. BTTF theme. Asterisk puts goggles on. Asterisk. During a color war trivia game at summer camp, we were asked to name places the Olympics has been held. Someone mentioned Athens and the girl next to me started to lose her mind laughing. I asked her why and she responded, "Isn't Athens that place from Harry Potter?" Quote, 10 out of 10. Edit. I love that this turned into a Greek economy discussion thread. The internet works in mysterious ways. What place from Harry Potter did she think she was referring to? Azkaban? I did my waiting, 12 years of it, in Athens. Removed. I actually had a teacher tell me the sun was a planet when I was 12. I did not agree. She didn't agree with me. First time I noticed teachers don't know everything and can even be completely wrong. My husband's physics teacher taught the class that if you are driving down the highway at a high speed and then slam on your brakes, your unsecured cargo will fly backwards. If your trunk is open, it will literally fly out and hit the car behind you. Studied astrophysics. One of my favorite jokes was asking fellow grad students or PhDs what star was closest to Earth. Most of them replied Proxima Centauri. That's the star I'm closest to emotionally. My friend thought due to time zone differences between the US and the UK you could place a bet in the UK on an NFL game that had happened in the US and cheat the system because it hadn't happened yet in the UK. A surprising amount of people in my life have thought that ham came from its own animal and had nothing to do with pigs. At least 2 of those people had this conversation while eating a ham sandwich after claiming not to eat pork. Edit. To everyone telling me that they make ham out of turkey. 2. These people thought there was some mystical animal out there that solely produced ham this year. Edit 2. Okay, I'm done now. Replies are turned off. Sure, Lisa. A wonderful, magical animal. Do girls in your country get their periods? Yes. But the blood comes out clockwise since we're in the northern hemisphere. ETA. Lol. This is now my highest comment on Reddit ever. And to remove my capitalized S because it was causing some consternation. I was on a school trip to Germany and we visited the casino in Baden-Baden. One kid asked, do the Native Americans run the casinos here too? Quote, I almost fell over. Edit. I've seen a lot of people ask why a school trip went to a casino. We just visited it during the day as a part of our day in Baden-Baden because of its historical significance. Since it was during the day there were no games being played and it was a guided tour. None of the kids gambled. Would be pretty funny if they actually did. Someone in high school thought she couldn't get pregnant because she never did anal. Only PIV sex. When questioned about it, it made perfect sense to her. Because the vagina isn't where the babies come from, monsieur. She thought women pooped out babies. This is why kids need sexual education. Edit. Rip inbox. I don't even know how to begin. Here we go. I was a camp counselor for many years and periodically during the winter we would meet up for drinks, dinner to catch up. So I'm out to dinner with 2 girls I used to be on staff with and it's raining pretty hard outside. Relevant info. And one of the girls who is staring outside looks back at us and says, isn't it amazing that it's raining around the world right now? I mean like, it's raining in Rome right now. Or something along those lines. It's important to note that we were nowhere fucking near Rome. And no way she somehow checked the weather in Rome before she came to meet us. My other friend probed her for more info in order to try to grasp what was happening and it became apparent. She literally thought that when it rained in one place, it rained around the globe simultaneously. It's mind-boggling. Local weather stations? Nope, never heard of it. Different climates? Hell nah. I lost contact with the weather goddess a few years ago but I still see my other friend a couple times a year. No matter what the weather is. We reference this quote. Edit. I hope it's raining gold on everybody out here because I just got my first. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Thanks. Side note. We all have a lot of questions. Do I have the answers? No. But I do know that this girl ended up dating a member of a very popular band. Very popular. So I can't disclose her info because I think it would ruin her. This blew up way too hard. Well done, T. Monsieur. Side note. I sent this to the other friend who was at the dinner. In that I still keep in contact with and she is dead. She tells the story way better than I can in person, but I tried my best. I just glanced out my window and there is a light snow coming down. Bundle up everybody. It's such a beautiful day. Isn't it amazing that it's such a beautiful day all over the world right now? WTF. It's been the same cloudy shit for weeks and the rain does tactical strikes every time one's out and about. You're seeing things, mate. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.